is full of moments when we fall, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We make mistakes, we face rejection, we fail, and we feel embarrassed. The natural instinct is to stay down, to hide, to convince ourselves that we are not capable of getting back up. But falling is not the end, it is not failure. Falling is part of the journey. It is part of learning, part of growing, and part of discovering who we really are. The real failure is staying down, refusing to rise, and letting fear or shame dictate your next move. Too often, people define themselves by the moments they fell. They replay the mistakes, the missed chances, the times they were rejected. They compare themselves to others who seem perfect or successful and think, I could never recover from that. But what others do not see is that every step forward after a fall is a victory. Every attempt to rise, even if it is slow or messy, is progress. Falling is a signal that you are trying, that you are stepping into life rather than avoiding it, that you are pushing boundaries instead of staying in the comfort zone. Falling forward is different from falling backward. Falling backward is giving up, blaming others, or retreating from your goals. Falling forward is taking responsibility, learning from mistakes, and using setbacks as a stepping stone. Every successful person has experienced moments when the world seemed to be against them. They felt defeated, they wanted to quit, but they understood that progress does not require perfection. Progress requires persistence. Progress requires courage to stand up again, even when it is hard. Imagine what life would look like if fear of falling stopped you from moving. Every opportunity you didn't take, every dream you abandoned, every risk you avoided, all because you were afraid to stumble. But falling forward changes the way you see mistakes. It transforms setbacks into lessons, losses into wisdom, and pain into fuel. When you fall forward, you turn failure into growth, and growth into momentum. You begin to understand that success is not measured by how often you never fall, but by how often you rise after you fall. Falling forward also builds resilience. Each time you face disappointment, each time life pushes you down, and you choose to get back up, your strength increases. You learn that discomfort is temporary, that mistakes are temporary, and that what lasts is your determination to keep moving. You realize that the world does not define you, your failures do not define you, and your setbacks are not the final word. Only you can write the next chapter, and every forward step, no matter how small, is progress toward that chapter. Many people wait for the perfect moment to try again. They think they need to recover completely before making another attempt. But life doesn't wait. Opportunities continue to pass by. The only way to create momentum is to step forward, even if you are still recovering, even if you are still afraid, even if your confidence is not complete. Falling forward is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of courage. It is proof that you refuse to let your past mistakes control your future. Every great story, every achievement, and every life-changing journey is built on moments of falling forward. Those who inspire the world are not people who never fell. They are people who refuse to stay down. They fell, they learned, they tried again, and they kept moving. And each time they did, they gained strength, knowledge, and resilience that could not have been acquired any other way. So, remember this: falling is inevitable, but remaining down is optional. Each fall carries within it the seed of progress. Each stumble is a chance to rise stronger, wiser, and more determined. When you embrace the power of falling forward, setbacks no longer scare you. Failures no longer define you. Instead, every fall becomes a step toward the life you were meant to live, and every rise becomes proof that nothing, not fear, not doubt, not failure, can stop a person who refuses to quit. Life does not always happen on the schedule we expect. We set goals, make plans, and take action, but sometimes results are delayed. The phone call we hoped for doesn't come. The opportunity we worked hard for seems to be taking forever. The breakthrough we prayed for feels distant, and in those moments it is easy to feel rejected, overlooked, or forgotten. But a delay is not a rejection. A pause is not a denial. Often, it is a period of preparation, a moment for growth, and a step towards something greater than we can see. Waiting is one of the hardest lessons in life. We are wired for speed. We want results quickly. We want validation immediately. And when things don't happen according to our timeline, fear, doubt, and impatience start creeping in. We begin to question ourselves. We wonder if we are not good enough, if our effort is wasted, or if life has given up on us. But the truth is, just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will not happen. The timing is not wrong. It is often perfect in ways we cannot understand at the moment. Delays can be frustrating, but they are not accidental. Every delay carries lessons that cannot be learned in a rush. They teach patience, resilience, and humility. They push us to develop skills, strengthen our character, and prepare for opportunities that we are not ready for yet. Sometimes, the very thing we are waiting for will only be effective when we have grown enough to handle it, appreciate it, and use it fully. Life's timing is wiser than our own. Many people quit during delays. They assume that because they have waited, the opportunity has passed. They feel hopeless, believing their dreams are slipping away. But success is rarely immediate. Every accomplishment worth having comes with setbacks, adjustments, and moments of waiting. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who give up is not luck. It is persistence during the delay. The difference is faith that the pause is not punishment, but preparation. Delays are not proof that you are not capable. They are proof that life is shaping you for what comes next. Every day you continue to work, to learn, and to believe, even without visible results, is a day you are getting stronger. Every setback you endure without giving up builds resilience. Every moment of waiting allows your vision to mature. When the opportunity finally arrives, you will be ready to seize it fully. It is important to remember that life is rarely linear. The path is full of twists, turns, and pauses. When something seems delayed, it is easy to feel despair. But if you shift your perspective, you can see it as a sign to prepare, reflect, and improve. What feels like waiting can be the very thing that makes your eventual success even more meaningful. Delays build depth, patience, and perspective, qualities that quick success can never teach. Do not let impatience blind you to the progress you are making. Even if the results are not immediate, the effort, learning, and personal growth are happening every day. The person you are becoming during the delay is just as important as the outcome you are waiting for. If you persist with faith and purpose, when the opportunity finally comes, you will not only achieve it, you will surpass it because you are stronger, wiser, and more prepared than ever before. Remember, a delay is not a denial. It is a chance to grow, to strengthen, and to position yourself for success that may be greater than you imagine. Patience is not waiting passively. It is active faith, working, learning, and believing while life unfolds in its own perfect timing. When you embrace the delay as part of your journey, you transform frustration into hope, waiting into preparation, and uncertainty into confidence. The right moment is coming, and when it arrives, it will meet you exactly where you are, ready, capable, and unstoppable. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment to begin. They wait until they feel fully ready, until all the conditions are perfect, until fear is gone, and until they feel confident enough to take the first step. But the perfect moment rarely exists. Waiting for it only wastes precious time and energy. The truth is that you can start where you are, with what you have, even if it feels imperfect or insufficient. Life rewards those who act, not those who wait. It is easy to compare yourself to others and feel that you need to reach their level before you can move forward. You see someone succeeding and think, I can't do that yet, or I need more skills, more experience, more confidence. But waiting to catch up is a trap. Progress does not come from waiting for conditions to be ideal. It comes from taking small steps in the direction of your goal, right where you are. Every great achievement begins with a single action taken in imperfect circumstances. Starting where you are requires courage. It requires humility to acknowledge that you may not have all the answers, that your resources may be limited, and that mistakes will happen. But courage is not the absence of fear or imperfection. Courage is moving forward despite fear, moving forward despite doubt, moving forward even when you feel inadequate. By taking that first step, you set momentum in motion. You build confidence, clarity, and direction as you go. Too many people delay their dreams because they are fixated on what they lack. They focus on the skills they don't have, the opportunities they haven't received, or the support that hasn't yet appeared. But the moment you focus on what is available to you, rather than what is missing, your perspective changes. You realize that you already have the tools to start. Even small steps, learning a skill, sharing your message, making a phone call, or writing a single sentence can ignite progress that grows exponentially over time. Starting where you are also teaches resilience. Life is not a straight path, and waiting for ideal conditions will only make you dependent on circumstances. But when you start now, using the resources at hand, you learn how to adapt, improvise, and overcome obstacles. You discover strength you never knew existed. You realize that your limitations are not barriers, they are opportunities to be creative, resourceful, and persistent. The act of starting is itself transformative. Action creates clarity. Too often, we think that clarity must come before action, that we must understand everything perfectly before moving forward. But the opposite is true clarity often comes through action. The first step illuminates the next step. Momentum builds understanding. Every attempt, even if imperfect, teaches lessons that waiting could never provide. By starting now, you open the door to growth, learning, and eventual success. The world is full of people waiting for permission, waiting for a perfect moment, waiting until conditions are perfect. But those who succeed are those who realize that the only moment guaranteed is the present. They understand that starting where they are does not mean settling for less. It means using what they have fully and faithfully, trusting that action will bring opportunity, clarity, and progress. Remember, starting where you are is not about ignoring the future. It is about engaging with the present. Every small effort compounds. Every single choice, no matter how humble, becomes part of a bigger story. The person who begins today, using whatever is in their hands, is already ahead of the person who waits for tomorrow. Momentum begins with motion, and motion begins with a decision to act, to try, and to start exactly where you are. Your life does not have to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect self. You are enough today to take a step, to make a difference, and to begin a journey that will lead you further than you ever imagined.